What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today is part 2, if this plane can get out of the way. Today is part 2 of the maintenance for 20K. I am about at 19,900 miles right now, so I'm doing it just before the 20K mark. Which is the same exact time I did my other oil change. So I'm trying to keep everything kind of uniform. So there's a few things we're going to go through today. Brake pad inspection, and if it needs a replacement. Also oil change, and topping off all of the fluids. This is what is recommended by VW, as on top of the possible spark plug change, which is not recommended by VW, but it is recommended on a tuned car. As well as the cabin air filter, which we did in the last video. If you guys haven't watched that video, make sure you watch it first because it is part of the 20K series. Thank you for everyone who commented on the part 1 of this video. Hope you guys enjoy this one as well. We're pretty much just going to go through regular maintenance. I've done every single piece of maintenance on this vehicle, except for obviously inspections. So I use an app called My Carfax, which loads anything I do as far as DIY work onto my Carfax, so that way if I ever decide to sell the vehicle in the future, I have all the records that I did everything on this vehicle. Got the car all jacked up. We're actually going to be replacing my current setup, which is the Castrol Edge, with some LiquiMoly today. I picked this up from the guys at Modded Euros. We have some windshield winter wiper. Honestly, I just have this stuff laying around anyway, so I don't want to waste it on regular windshield wiper solution, so we're just gonna go with the de-icer, which is fine. It's not gonna, damage anything, even if it's summertime. Tools you're gonna need are pretty much a flathead, preferably a long flathead like this one, some gloves so you don't get dirty. To take this one off, you're gonna need a 32mm socket up top, or a adjustable wrench that you can have enough torque over here on to be able to take this off. This will be the filter. Oil cap housing would be at the top. And if you notice at the top of this, it says 25 plus 5 Newton meters. That is the torque rating, so make sure you guys are listening to that when you're putting this back on. I'm going to bring down my torque wrench when it comes time to actually torque this down, but for now, get rid of all the oil. Also, guys, don't forget to remove the cap up top, just to make the flow of the oil to the bottom of the engine a lot better. When you get close to pretty much right here when it starts dripping very lightly, just let it run for a few more seconds until you see no more drops coming out of there, and then you want to replace the half-turn screw that comes with the kit with the new one, because those screws are actually one-time use only. While that oil drains out, we're going to top off fluids in the engine bay. We have our windshield wiper reservoir that needs to be topped off, and then it looks like I may need a little bit of antifreeze. I don't know why that's even low. It's actually not supposed to be low. So I don't have any G13 because I wasn't expecting it to be low. So now I know that I need to go buy some. I'm not sure if this is maybe operating temperature. It's supposed to be at this height, but yeah, that looks pretty low. There we go, it's nice and full. That's topped off. Now let's double check the oil downstairs. I feel like I'm upstairs. Yes, so underneath the car, let's double check the oil. Let's see if all of it is drained out, and then we can close the cap with a brand new cap. So from the looks of it, she stopped spewing out oil. So we're gonna actually take the new cap. We're gonna take a little bit of oil and kind of lube up the sides of this. Again, this is only a half turn with a flathead, so make sure you don't over tighten. So now we're gonna get to the cap. Remember, this is a 32mm. Just gonna remove it. Shouldn't be too hard if you have a big breaker bar. Screw the rest of it by hand. Now this thing can get pretty messy, so what I like to do is I like to grab the old box and take this out, and then just slide it right in here, so that way you don't get messy. So in the kit they give you a new ring, so just go ahead and pop this off from here using a flathead of some sort, and then go ahead and press the new one in. Take your filter and slide it in, push down until it clicks. Put this here, and then I'm going to set my bar to 25 foot-pounds of torque, and then 5 more, and I'm done. Guys, if you decide to do this yourself, make sure you are super careful with your oil, that you package it correctly, and then take it to a facility that actually accepts this oil for recycling. Dispose of this correctly. It's illegal to just dump everything on the floor. So if you guys don't know how to do that in your state, I think most big auto part retailer stores allow you to bring in oil, so that way they can recycle it and send it back to wherever it is. Just package it correctly. Usually I like to use the LiquiMoly and then whatever other containers I have to kind of fill everything up. So get yourself a nice pan. Actually, I'm gonna need a bigger pan than that, because I have to literally like maybe empty it out once and then refill it again, because it just isn't enough. I think it only holds like 5 quarts, and it's just a tad bit over 5 quarts. Amy just got here as well, so we're gonna take care of a oil change on his car as well, do some regular maintenance stuff on his as well. So I'm not gonna record that because it just takes way too long, and this video is all about the 20K for the Mark 7 or the Mark 7.5 GTI. Those of you guys who have a Mark 7.5 and are watching the channel, thank you very much. Everything that I do on this car pretty much applies. If you have a 7.5, go ahead and comment below. I want to see how many people actually have a Mark 7.5 now. So the last step to this whole oil change process, obviously, to run the engine a little bit, and then double check your oil level, make sure that you're in a good place. If you are, then that's fine, let it be. If you're not, then you need to add a little bit more. You can go ahead and do that. All right, so next step is really, like, my car is pretty new. It's at 20,000 miles, so I'm not gonna go ahead and take off the wheel and inspect the brakes, because I can actually look on the side of these open wheels. It's hard to pick up on camera, but I can actually see the pad, and it's got like a centimeter left. Same thing with the back one. But essentially what you want to do is pretty much take off every single wheel, jack up the car, double check that all your brake pads and all your rotors are all doing good. And also at the same time inspect your tires, make sure that they are, you know, no nails, screws, or anything like that, and the thread is actually good and it will pass inspection. So that's pretty much all you got to do. That is the 20,000 mile service for this car. Spark plugs because you're tuned, oil change, filter change, cabin filter change, tire inspection, brake inspection. Am I missing anything? Yeah, once you're done with that, go back and go rip it, and I'll see you guys at 30,000 miles.